హలో ఎవ్రీవన్, వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు అవర్ ఛానల్ ఇండియన్ ఫార్మా గైడ్. సో ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం బీఫార్మసీకి రిలేటెడ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ టాపిక్స్ గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసుకున్నాము. దట్ వీడియో లింక్స్ అనేది నేను కింద డిస్క్రిప్షన్ బాక్స్లో ఇస్తాను. ఎవరైనా చూడకపోతే తప్పకుండా నా వీడియోస్ అన్ని వాచ్ చేయండి. ఐ థింక్ ఇట్ విల్ బీ వెరీ హెల్ప్ఫుల్ టు ఎవ్రీ ఫార్మసీ స్టూడెంట్. అండ్ ఈరోజు మనం చూడబోయే టాపిక్ ఎంఫార్మసీ రిలేటెడ్ టాపిక్. యాక్చువల్లీ నేను ఎంఫార్మసీ కంప్లీట్ చేశాను, ఫార్మస్యూటికల్ అనాలిసిస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్. సో నా దగ్గర ఉన్న ఫార్మస్యూటికల్ అనాలిసిస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి సంబంధించిన సబ్జెక్ట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అన్నీ నేను మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. సో నేను మీకు ఈరోజు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయబోయే టాపిక్ ఫుడ్ అనాలిసిస్ సబ్జెక్ట్లోది, కార్బోహైడ్రేట్స్ అండ్ ప్రోటీన్స్. ఈ కార్బోహైడ్రేట్స్ అండ్ ప్రోటీన్స్ టాపిక్ ఎంఫార్మసీలో ఒకటే కాదండి, బీఫార్మసీ సబ్జెక్ట్స్లో కూడా ఉంది. టుడే ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అబౌట్ carbohydrates. In my next video, I will explain you a complete view on proteins. Carbohydrates. Human body needs some nutrients that help to develop body functions and fitness. Carbohydrate is an important nutrient that required to provide energy. Calories comes from carbohydrates that is needed for the body. So, body won't get sufficient energy due to lack of this nutrient and attacked by hypoglycemia, ketosis, etc. Brown rice, brown bread, white rice, kidney beans, black beans, lentils, carrot, beetroot, potatoes, bananas, nuts, wheat flour. These are the carbohydrate-rich foods. Definition of carbohydrate. Carbohydrates is an organic compound that is present in living tissues or in food, human body or in animal body. That carbohydrates can be broken down into energy. If we take any group of organic compounds like sugars, starches, cellulose and gums that contains only carbon, hydrogen and oxygen groups, and that originates as a product of photosynthesis. Or in another term, a large group of organic compounds that is present in foods and living tissues and including starches, sugars and cellulose. They contain hydrogen and oxygen in the same ratio as water, and that can be broken down to release energy in the animal body. Carbohydrates mainly contains two groups: simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates, those which have the smaller chains of sugars linked together and in generally provides a faster source of energy as they metabolize faster in the body. Complex carbohydrates, these have longer chains of sugars and they take much more time to metabolize than simple carbohydrates. Classification of carbohydrates. On the basis of complexity and behavior on hydrolysis, carbohydrates are mainly classified into three types. They are monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides. Simple sugars cannot be hydrolyzed into smaller units depending upon number of carbons in a unit. Monosaccharides are mainly subdivided into a dioses to decoses. First one, aldoses. Aldoses contain a carbon backbone chain with a carbonyl group on the endmost carbon atom, making it an aldehyde and hydroxyl groups connected to all the other carbon atoms. Aldose is subdivided into aldotrioses, example glycerose, aldotetroses, example erythrose, aldopentoses, example ribose, aldohexoses, example glucose and galactose, aldoheptoses, example glucoheptose. Second one, ketoses. Ketoses which have the carbonyl group away from the end of the molecule and are therefore ketones. Ketoses are subdivided into ketotrioses, example dihydroxyacetone, ketotetroses, example erythrulose, ketopentoses, example ribulose, ketohexoses, example fructose, and final one, ketoheptoses, example pseudoheptulose. Oligosaccharides. It are a polymers of monosaccharides and it contains 2 to 10 residues. Commonly, oligosaccharides is in vacuole and polysaccharides in plastids. Oligosaccharides are mainly subdivided into three types: disaccharides, trisaccharides and tetrasaccharides. Disaccharides. A disaccharide is the sugar formed when two monosaccharides are joined by glycosidic linkage. Disaccharides are mainly divided into two types, reducing disaccharides and non-reducing disaccharides. Reducing disaccharides, in which one monosaccharide, the reducing sugar of the pair, still has free hemiacetal unit that can perform as a reducing aldehyde group. For example, maltose. It contains two glucose moieties, and lactose. It contains galactose and glucose. Non-reducing disaccharides, in which the component monosaccharides bond through an acetyl linkage between their anomeric centers. This results in neither monosaccharide being left with a hemiacetal unit that is free to act as a reducing agent. For example, sucrose. It contains glucose and fructose. Trisaccharides. Trisaccharides composed of three monosaccharides with two glycosidic bonds connecting them. Trisaccharides mainly present in cotton seeds and sugar beet. For example, raffinose. Raffinose contains glucose, fructose and galactose. Tetrasaccharides, on hydrolysis, it yields 4 monosaccharides. For example, stachyose. It contains glucose, fructose and 2 galactose. Polysaccharides. It are polymeric anhydrides of monosaccharides. Long chain polymers are either straight chain or branched. Polysaccharides are classified on the basis of function and composition. On the basis of function, polysaccharides are divided into two types, storage and structural. On storage, example starch, glycogen, and on structural, example cellulose and pectin. On the basis of composition, polysaccharides are of two types, homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharide. A homopolysaccharide is to have only one type of monosaccharide repeating in the chain. Homopolysaccharides contains glucosans, fructosans, galactans, mannans. Glucosans, polymers of glucose, example starch, glycogen. Fructosans, polymers of fructose, example insulin. Galactans, polymers of galactose, example galactan. Mannans, polymers of mannose, example mannose. Heteropolysaccharides. A heteropolysaccharide is composed of two or more types of monosaccharides. For example, hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulfates. Heteropolysaccharides contains gum, agar and pectins. Gum consists of arabinose, rhamnose, galactose and glucuronic acid. Agar. The sulfuric acid esters of galactans consist of galactose, galactouronic acid. Pectins. Pectin's fundamental unit is pectic acid. It consists of arabinose, galactose, galactouronic acid. Types of carbohydrates in food. Three main types of carbohydrates are present in food. They are starch, sugar and fiber. These three main types of carbohydrates are useful in carbohydrate counting on nutritional level. These carbohydrate counting can be done by either adding up grams of total carbohydrates or adding up carbohydrate units, such that one carbohydrate unit is equal to 15 grams of carbohydrates. Starch, peas, potatoes, corn, dried beans, kidney beans, etc. These are the foods rich in starch. Most of grain products are prepared from wheat flour like pasta, bread, chapatis. Grains are whole grains, refined grains. Grain has contained mainly three parts: bran, germ and endosperm. Bran is the outer part of the grain and it provides most fibers and most of the B vitamins and minerals. Germ is the next layer packed with nutrients and fatty acids along with vitamin E. Endosperm is the soft part in the center of the grain which contains the starch. These are the parts mainly present in whole grains, but refined grains contains only endosperm. Sugar is a simple, fast-acting carbohydrate and it is easily soluble in water. Basically, sugar is sweet in taste. Sugar having both monosaccharides and disaccharide units. It can be both reducing or non-reducing. Sugars are mainly two types: natural occurring sugars and added sugars. Natural occurring sugars. It is naturally present in milk and fruits. Example, fructose in fruits and lactose in milk. Added sugars. When sugars are added during the processing of food. Example, saccharin, aspartame. Fiber. Fibers are present in plant foods and absent in animal products like milk, egg, meat and poultry. Every person should necessary to take 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day to maintain a good health. If we take dietary fiber, it is mostly present in the intestine and it is not digested. Fibers are mainly present in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, cereals, oats, bread and nuts. Properties of food carbohydrates. Food carbohydrates having a 9 types of properties: hygroscopic nature, solubility, crystallization, gelatinization, gelation, colloidal property, viscosity, emulsion, foaming. First one, hygroscopic nature. Hygroscopic means water attracting. If sugar is exposed to air, it will get absorbs moisture from air. So, sugar to be stored in airtight container. Sugar and confectioneries made from sugar tend to absorb moisture and becomes sticky when exposed to air. Solubility. Sugars are soluble carbohydrates. Solubility of mono and oligosaccharides in water is good. Solubility decreases as the sugars come together, as often happens in sugar powders or granulates. Sugars arranged in descending order of solubility are fructose, sucrose, glucose, maltose and lactose. And this property is important to obtain a particular product when mixture of sugar is used. Crystallization. Crystallization is the ability of sugar to dissolve and reform the crystals. That means if we take some quantity of sugar and it will be dissolved in a liquid and heated, that complete liquid evaporates and the concentrating solution is remaining, and that solution cools, the sugar reforms into crystals. These sugar crystals are very useful in sugar coated preparations like sugar coated nuts and others such as icings and candies. This crystallization depends upon some factors include nature of the crystallizing medium, concentration of sugar in the preparation, temperature at which crystallization takes place, agitation of the sugar preparation, and the addition of other ingredients such as butter, ghee, egg, etc. If the concentration of the sugar is greater in the sugar preparation, the rate of crystallization is faster. Gelatinization. Starch is mixed with water and heated, and the starch granules swell and eventually rupture the granule cells by absorbing a liquid which thickens the mixture. The mixture on cooling, and finally it forms a gel. This gelatinization can take place in different temperatures, that is ranges from 88 to 90 degrees centigrade. Common thickening agents are plain wheat flour, corn flour. Some factors affect the qualities of the gel. They are the ratio of amylose to amylopectin and the method used to prepare the food. Gelation. It is a method of solidification mainly through freezing is the creation of gel or the solidification of any gelation solution. Gelatin is used for gelation. Gelatin liquid forms a thick sugar solution and constantly thickens when freezed. There is no any definite setting point. Some foods gel is formed on cooling and in some it may be formed on heating. Gels can either be thermo-irreversible or thermo-reversible. It all depends on the type of gelation occurred. Viscosity. Viscosity means fluid's resistance to flow or fluid thickness. The thicker the liquid, more is its viscosity. Seeing how far a fluid can flow down an incline. Viscometer. Measure the force necessary to move through a liquid. Household instruments. Measuring how far a liquid can move on a slight incline after a certain amount of time. Measuring of viscosity. Measuring of viscosity is to determine how resistant that material is to flowing. Flow down as a light incline very quickly, very little resistance to flow. Lot of force to move through a liquid, it has a lot of resistance to flow. Colloidal property. Colloidal are formed when one substance is dispersed into another but does not combine to form a solution. There are many types of colloidal systems are there, that is based on the state of two substances mixed together. Most colloidals are stable, but the two substances may separate over a period of time because of an increased temperature or by physical force. Sometimes will be unstable when frozen or heated, especially if they contain emulsion of fats and water. Emulsion. Emulsion contain oil and water. Emulsions are in unstable form. It contains two immiscible liquids. A stable emulsion is formed when two immiscible liquids are held stable by a third substance called as an emulsifying agent. Emulsifying agents are of two types, hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Emulsions are of two types, oil in water and water in oil. In oil in water, small oil droplets in water. Example, milk. Water in oil, small water droplets in oil. Example, butter. Foaming. Small bubbles of gas dispersed in a liquid, they form foaming. For example, egg white foam. As liquid egg white is whisked, air bubbles get incorporated. If egg white is heated, protein coagulates and moisture is drained off, these form a solid foam. General methods of analysis of food carbohydrates. Carbohydrate content can be measured after all other components are measured. Directly measure the carbohydrate content is percentage of carbohydrates is equal to 100 minus percentage of moisture minus percentage of protein minus percentage of lipid minus percentage of minerals. Some of the methods are used to analysis of food carbohydrates. They are chromatographic method, electrophoretic method, chemical method, enzymatic method, physical method and immunoassays. First one, chromatographic method. It is a most powerful analytical techniques and it is useful in analysis of type and concentration of mono and oligosaccharides. Thin layer chromatography, gas chromatography, high performance liquid chromatography are the chromatographic methods used to separate and identify the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are separated based on their differential absorption characteristics. Electrophoretic method. In this, carbohydrates are separated by electrophoresis after being derivatized, make them electrically charged. This derivatized solution of carbohydrates is applied to a gel and a voltage is applied across. Finally, carbohydrates are then separated based on their size. That means if the carbohydrate size is small, it moves in an electric field very fastly. Chemical methods. Mono and oligosaccharides are used to determine by using this method because most of them are reducing sugars. Concentration of carbohydrates can be determined by gravimetrically, that is gravimetric method, spectrophotometrically, calorimetric methods, titration methods. Non-reducing carbohydrates can be determined but they have to be hydrolyzed. Enzymatic method. They based on the ability of the enzymes to catalyze specific reactions. These methods are the rapid, highly specific, sensitive to low concentrations. And little sample preparation is required. That is, liquid foods can be tested directly, solid foods dissolved in water. In this, two commonly used methods are there. They are allow the reaction to complete and measure the concentration of the product. Second one, measure the initial rate of the enzymes catalyzed reactions. Physical methods. Physical methods are rely on being a change in physicochemical characteristics as its carbohydrates concentration varies. Commonly used physical methods are polarimetry, refractive index, infrared, density. Final method, immunoassays. It is specific for low molecular weight carbohydrates. It is developed by attach the carbohydrates to a protein, inject these into an animal. Animal develops antibodies specific for the carbohydrate molecule Antibodies are extracted and used for determining the concentration of the carbohydrate. These immunoassays are sensitive, specific, easy to use, and rapid. Changes in food carbohydrates during processing. During thermal processing, browning movement will occur. The carbohydrates are involved in browning. The browning is responsible for much of the color and aroma of the foods. Changes that starch undergoes as it is heated with water has a great influence on texture and taste of many of our foods. On thermal processing, some chemical changes will occur in carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the predominant chemical species in our diet. They are the major sources of both energy and fiber. Chemically, carbohydrates vary from the low molecular weight sugars such as glucose, fructose, and sucrose to some of the largest natural polymers known as amylopectin and cellulose. These high molecular weight entities consist of single simple sugars. For example, amylopectin fraction of starch is made up of essentially glucose and it thus contains glucose residues. Some complex carbohydrates consist of numerous sugars and may contain non-carbohydrates such as proteins, lipids, and phenolics. Some of our foods are baked or thermally treated in bakeries or canneries before we consume them. In many instances, thermal treatment is carried out by processing establishments or by the purchasers. For example, bread is baked in bakeries and may be reheated or toasted just before consumption. Almost invariably, the thermal treatment changes the food. Such changes often involves reactions of the carbohydrates and can be quite complex. Digestion, absorption, and metabolism of food carbohydrates. In diet, carbohydrates provides the major source for glucose and it is the primary energy source for cells. And it contains 40 to 60% of the calories in the Western diet and higher percentages in proteins carried diets. Each gram of carbohydrate provides 4 calories. Digestion of food carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are mainly consumed as polysaccharides or disaccharides and therefore need to be broken down into simpler monosaccharide forms which the body can utilize. The digestion process of polysaccharides such as the starch will begin in the mouth where it is hydrolyzed by salivary amylase. The amount of starch hydrolyzed in this environment is often quite small as most foods does not stay in the mouth long. As the food blouse reaches the stomach, the salivary enzymes are denatured. As a result, digestion predominantly occurs in the small intestine with pancreatic amylase hydrolyzing the starch to dextrin and maltose. Enzyme classed as glycosidases on the breast border of the small intestine break down the dextrin, maltose, lactose and sucrose, convert the other disaccharide into their 2 monosaccharide units. Absorption of food carbohydrate. The monosaccharide units, glucose, galactose and fructose are transported through the walls of the small intestine into the portal vein which then takes them straight to the liver. The mode of transport varies between 3 monosaccharides. Both glucose and fructose are absorbed relatively quickly depending on what other nutrients are eaten at the same time. For example, a meal or food containing protein and fat causes the sugar to be absorbed slower than when consumed on their own. Glucose at low concentration is transported through the mucosal lining into the epithelial cells of the intestine by active transport via a sodium department transporter. At high concentrations, a second facilitative transporter is involved. From the epithelial cells, glucose is moved into the surrounding capillaries by facilitated diffusion. Galactose. Galactose is transported in the same way as glucose, utilizing the same transporter. As galactose is not found as a monosaccharide in nature, absorbed galactose primarily comes from the breakdown of lactose. Fructose. Fructose moves entirely via facilitated diffusion. This utilizes a different transporter to glucose when entering the enterocytes. However, both fructose and glucose utilize the same transporter to exit the enterocytes into the capillaries. The absorption of fructose is much slower than that of the glucose and is quantitatively limited. Consumption of large amounts of fructose has been shown to produce a level of fructose malabsorption in almost all cases. On the other hand, most of the glucose derived from food is transported via the bloodstream to the peripheral tissue. Under normal circumstances, the hormone insulin enables it to be taken up by the cells and used as an energy source via the glycolysis pathway, as the glucose is the most important fuel source for the body. Metabolism of food carbohydrates. Metabolism of carbohydrates is the process of getting the carbohydrates in the foods we eat into the right format to provide fuel to our body cells. This process involves digestion, absorption, and transportation. Most commonly, carbohydrate metabolism results in the production of glucose molecules, which are the most efficient source of energy for our muscles and our brains. Energy or fuel from our food is used for cell growth, repair, and normal cell functioning. Applications of food carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provides fuel for the CNS and energy for working muscles. Carbohydrates also prevent protein from being used as energy source and enable fat metabolism. Carbohydrates are very important for brain functioning. Carbohydrates are the natural sugars in vegetables, fruits, milk, and honey. Added sugars are found in processed foods, syrups, sugary drinks, and sweets. And that's all about the complete view on carbohydrates. A complete view on proteins we will discuss in next video. And don't forget to see and share with your friends who are studying pharmacy.